they have the dumbest content. And then they have podcasts. They baby daddies talking about they won't marry a woman with kids.
Man, most women is this. You don't know most women. Or maybe those sweet, kind women are very, very rare. They're quote unquote unicorns. Well, damn it, think about unicorns then.
And there are no other sets of people in the world fighting like black women and black men. None.
Everything that you say about black women is true. Now, sisters, bear with me. I'm going somewhere with this.
Today I'm just was asking the question to myself because I keep sort of seeing this same theme over and over again in the BWE thing and all this stuff. This kind of obsession with black men.
Everything that you say about black women is true, right? What that means is this: mean, nasty, uncooperative, masculine, non-submissive. We want a woman to be submissive, like a dog, but you know, whatever. If that's what you want, all right. If that's what you want, everything that you say is true, because I see it.
So I'm making this video because it's pretty much a rant. It ain't no substance to it. But I just watched some young dude squat Suave Q or something like that. Then I've been watching the Kevin Samuels videos. Then I've been watching How to Be a Player, and like a lot of these dudes that make these videos don't have healthy relationships. And if they do, it's a girlfriend.
Promoting the something that you hate still really, in essence, in a little way, reveals your desire to have that thing. But you shouldn't be angry forever. And what I notice is that a lot of people who seem to have been doing this for years and years and years, women who have been posting comments on this for years and years, and they're still angry. And I'm thinking, okay, I've known about BWE for a couple of years now. It must be like 4 years. And I see people who I've seen on different blogs and stuff 2, 3, 4 years now, and they're still moaning about black men.
However, flip that. Everything opposite of that is true. Black women are sweet, kind, loving, pleasant, cooperative, and submissive, okay? Feminine and submissive, you know, for you guys who want to date a Cocker Spaniel as opposed to an actual woman.
You know, moaning and groaning about how black men don't do this, how they don't do that, how they talk about this, how they talk about black women all the time. Yeah, this has been going on. And why people still talking about it, I don't know. You know, people are still talking about it, and it's like it's not new, it's not news. This has been going on for a long, long time and stuff. And I know people are trying to bring people into the fold of what BWE is, but if that's your only way to get them in is to, you know, get them in on their hate or their anger, you have a problem.
The entire world is based on energy, frequency, and focus, okay? What you think about expands. If all you do is talk about, focus on the negative aspect of how women are, female nature, then guess what? That's what your ass is gonna get.
Proactive people show you what they love, what they want, what they purpose, and what they stand for. These people are very different from those who are known for what they hate, what they don't like, what they stand against, and what they will not do. While reactive victims are primarily known by their against stances, proactive people do not demand rights, they live them.
I mean, this one young dude was like, don't marry a female over 165. Don't marry a female who got kids. Don't marry a female who's strong and independent. You mean grown. You mean don't marry a woman who has common sense. What you mean is don't marry a woman who has a mind. What you basically want is a doll. That's what you want. Y'all making it weird right now, man.
I want to give you guys an example, right? A friend of mine came to New York for the first time a couple weeks ago, right? And we went all around the city, showing him all around the city. Now, we went downtown and we saw businesses. We saw people going to work. We saw all these different industries, hustle and bustle. We saw people like hustling, grinding, trying to make it happen. Skyscrapers, right? We went to great restaurants, had great food, man. We just took in the city for what it was, right? It's a great booming ass city.
Who have no power. There are still BWE blogs that are still talking about their anger at black men. And it's like, for real? Everybody hasn't moved forward to their empowering selves.
We also saw arguments, fights. We saw bum-ass, stinking homeless people on the train. And there's a lot of crazy people out here. We saw crazy people out here who was dirty and pissy and they smell like urine and foot and ass. You understand what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question. Which one is the real New York City?
This is all you got to tell women all the time. If this is it, if this is how you're bringing in the flock, then you really got some issues. If this is even one way you're bringing in the flock, even though there may be other ways you're bringing in the flock, if this is even one way you're bringing in the flock, you still got some issues. You still have some issues with your movement.
Credit scores are low. And then a bunch of broken men with broken ideas start to follow each other and build a broken house that can't stand on nothing and try to tell women how to do things. Let me help some of you young dudes out. I'm closer to 50 than I am 40. You do not need to listen to a bunch of narcissistic, lonely, broke young men who don't know what they're talking about.
You think about the unicorn woman, that's going to manifest in your life, okay? The world works on energy and vibration, whether you believe it or not. And when you think about that which you don't like, that is what you're going to attract to you.
I talked about my emotional abuse and stuff, and having been a victim of emotional abuse and now a survivor, and now, going on with my life. As mad as I could have been with my ex-husband, and I could still be mad with him, but, that gave him power over me.
You see guys all the time with these sweet, kind, loving women, and you're just like, man, he got one of the good ones. He got one of the few good ones. Well, that's what he was focused on.
Something that I'd like people to join in, and I can only get them in on negative emotions. What I have isn't really worth much of nothing, okay? If people come to my blog, what you're supposed to come in is to hopefully come out more empowered.
Because all of that's going on. The fucked up black woman and the good ass black woman is out here. You is only thinking about what's fucked up, and that's what you're attracting to you.
And then the little 1% that makes six figures, they are wounded. They let their money define who they are. That's why you got all these new podcasts of these young men who doing it. And I ain't saying they ugly, but they different.
And I just saw an article, and women were going round and round because somebody wrote an article about how much they love white women, and some black man wrote it. And I'm just thinking, this ain't news. This ain't news. It ain't news. This has been happening for a long time. Black men been dissing black women for a long time. After a while, if I turn every time somebody disses me and stuff or says something to me, what happens is I miss what it is that I'm actually supposed to be doing. By paying attention to this nitwit over here, I miss part of my purpose. by getting sidetracked by every stupid, and this was something from some random nobody, random nobody. And why black women pay attention to stuff from random nobody.
Another thing that you guys like to talk about, right? You guys love to talk about, oh, these women like to wear weaves. These women like to wear weaves. Yeah, there are a lot of sisters who do like to wear weaves. But have you ever been to a place like this? You can come right side of a place like this. You can post up. You can holler at everybody who tries to come in. You can wait outside to see who comes out and tell them how beautiful they look. You can shoot your shot. These places are all over the place. All right? You can do that. All right? It's focusing your energy on the places that feed into what you want. But no, you don't want to do that.
I'm not going to change my mind about this. I think it's a complete waste of time. I think it's sort of childish. I think you make yourself look like you really want the approval of this set of people instead of moving on with your life and letting them face consequences instead of lecturing them or dissing them or trying to make them feel bad in hopes that unwise people will somehow get it. They won't.
You want to stand out there and shoot your shot at all those beautiful, majestic, fine-ass women with all that beautiful natural hair. You want to go to a place like this. Across the street and bother the people who go to places like that to get their wigs and their lace fronts and all that stuff. See, you're focusing on what you don't want. You're focusing on what you don't like as opposed to focusing on what you do like, because you can't change anybody but yourself. The fact of the matter is this: they both exist, right? They both exist. Natural hair is more popular actually than it's ever been. What are you going to focus on? And do you have a control problem?
Stuff. Nothing's worse than being ignored. I don't care what anybody says. People think, oh, well, it hurts. Yeah, unwise people. Here we go. Okay, from my boundaries book, I'm going to tell you, unwise people don't care about what you say. Okay, that's why they're unwise. They don't care about your, going on and lecturing them and trying to get them straight or dissing them. They could care less. That's why they're unwise, okay? And in the general sense, whoever this young person or this person was that wrote this thing about how much he loves white women as a black man, he's just unwise, okay? And so this other little diss thing that the other person did, he just don't care about. What unwise people care about, if you establish good boundaries, is consequences, okay? So if you pull yourself out of a situation, out of helping somebody, out of somebody being dependent on you, okay, out of giving your resources, if you just do that part and start working on yourself and empowering yourself and making yourself better people, that will make a much better show than the we're going to diss so-and-so,
A lot of them got certificates, have no college education on clinical psychology, and don't know what a real relationship was if it slapped them in the face.
A lot of people have a control issue. They see what they don't like and they want to make that person change. The only person you could change is yourself. You cannot make a person change. Change yourself. And that which you like, you will attract. There's always going to be people out here who are fucked up. Fuck them. Don't worry about them. Attract in your life that which you want, and you can live happily ever after. I'm giving y'all some real shit right here, man.
So they all got these podcasts and they out here talking as if they have a true understanding of what a healthy relationship is. Let me be clear. I'm going to say it again, not because I don't love them or don't think they can be successful, but that we just going down the wrong path. Number one, a lot of them ain't got a good credit score or make six figures.
That's what I seem to keep seeing is just a bunch of angry women. It's just angry, angry. And a lot of people, I'm not saying you don't have a right to be angry when you're first coming into this and figuring stuff out. I'm just saying if you stay angry, you're wasting what you could do. You're wasting your purpose. You're wasting what could happen and all the positive things you could do in your fit of anger, and stuff. Anger is a legitimate emotion. I've never said anger was not. Anger is a legitimate emotion. It signals you that something bad is going on. It is not something you should wallow in. Your pain is not something you should wallow in. You should move through it so you don't end up suffering forever.
Number 2, a lot of them do not have healthy family relationships, nor do they have it.
You ain't gonna change what a person, and you don't have the power. God didn't give you the power to change people. Change yourself, man. Change yourself and attract what you want and all that stuff, man. You won't even notice it. It will disappear. It ain't got nothing to do with your life.
You need to move forward.
Number 3, a lot of them are not fully educated or have a true understanding or even took a course on how relationships are developed or how they grow. Number 4, they don't know nobody and ain't nobody stayed with them long enough. Number 5, stop taking advice from dudes who ain't never been married and never kept a relationship, ain't never been through the muck and the mire, don't know what it means for better or worse, for sickness or health, till death do us part.
And I know people would say, well, I'm just not. Yeah, you got to move on.
You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gonna change shit. Change yourself.
Because held on pain, all it creates is suffering. That's it. And what that means is that the other people aren't suffering, just you. Then you just have a bunch of angry black women. I mean, for real,
Red pill versus universal law. Universal law is universal. The universe. And it will always win. I'm out. Peace.